it's a question of bad leadership. But we have gone from bad leadership, or maybe we started with lack of visionary leadership, then we graduated to bad leadership. Now there is no leadership. There is no governance. It is the current president of the ruling party that was packaged and sold to us. I have said before, it was almost like forgery that was presented to us. Was packaged and dressed in a garb of Democrat, born-again Democrat, whatever, and say, an next general, he will stop insecurity, he will fight corruption. And part of the people that packaged him and sold him to us, 2014, 2015, is the current presidential candidate. And we see all the failure. Blood has been flowing, both the blood of Christian, non-Christian, Muslim, everybody. Blood is soaked together. Nobody is safe. Instead of coming to us, you're sorry. But it's the same presidential, the president and the leader of APC that play this religion, the politics of religion, this politics of identity, this politics of exclusion. Because it started with all his lopsided appointment. This is the first time in history of Nigerian politics that the national electoral chairman, the national chairman of INEC will come from the same region and the same religion with the president. Even under military, it wasn't so. This is the first time you have a situation where the president of the country and the CNC is a Muslim from the north. The Senate leader, the Senate president is a Muslim from the north. The Speaker of the House of Rep is a Muslim. And so everybody is like, if you want to matter under government of APC, you have to put on the toga of Islamic religion. Is that what you are telling us? And you are now saying it doesn't matter what we say and so on. So why are they rubbing this thing on our face as if Christians don't matter? The leg of extremists, religious bigot, have been on our neck as Christians. Our blood is flowing. You guys just finished, you just put aside the Owo massacre and so on. Catholic priests have been kidnapped. People are seen in captivity. Christian girls have been kidnapped and distributed as booty, as means of motivating the terrorists. Christian girls are seen in captivity. I don't know if they take Muslim girls. All of these horrible things. But who played up religion to the maximum? It is President Muhammad Buhari.
Whatsoever. Now, you mentioned the electoral value of Christians that has really been dismissed, in your view, by this choice of a Muslim ticket. So let's talk about the electoral value of Christians. First, I want you to just answer a hypothetical scenario. Can you imagine in Nigeria a Christian ticket? I don't think any of us can. But why can we not have a Christian ticket? Let's talk about the issues underlining that and the constant message that's constantly been reinforced that Christians have less electoral value. And I also want you to address how Christians should use the electoral value this time around, because we're told that it's a close to 50-50 split in Nigeria between Muslims and Christians. That's a huge chunk of the population that's been dismissed in this way.
That's correct. Thank you so much, Tundu. You know, this is the real issue. Number one, it is not just that they are lessening and trying to reduce discontenance, the value of Christian voters. They are actually trampling it. They're trampling it. And when it comes really, I'm not a politician, but you don't have to be a hunter in my place before you recognize the footprint of animals. When it comes to politics, you don't act like some people don't matter, and so on. Now, you ask the question, can you imagine a scenario, hypothetically, of a Christian ticket in a ruling party? I can tell you, many places will be burning by now. Blood will be flowing. Because there are extremists on the other side of the divide of religion that are not tolerant at all. They have been impoverished. Poverty has been weaponized, and those people also have been turned to weapons. So they will just tell them, can you imagine? They are saying that both president and vice president of the next election. In fact, they have decided a Christian will be president, a Christian will be vice president. Before you know it, they will start burning and start killing. That is, I lived in the north for almost 10 years. I know what we suffered. And one of the northerners was addressing issues about Peter Obi recently, and about OBJ. I can't remember his name. And he was saying they have slapped them on the right, they have slapped them on the left, they have no other cheek to turn, because Jesus said turn the other cheek. And he was saying the northerners are most tolerant. I'm not taking anything away from that, but I can tell you, if there was an attempt by a ruling party to flout a Christian ticket, everywhere will have gone ablaze. That is the truth. But the point is that when you now talk of the value of Christ, what I don't agree with is some of my clergy, some of my church leaders have, maybe out of frustration, some are saying, Christians, waste your vote. If anyone come with Muslim ticket, don't vote for them. And this and that. We can't waste our vote. It's the only bullet we have to defend ourselves. This is the time for us to now deploy our vote and let them know that they have made a terrible mistake. We should make them pay heavily tuition fee, so that they will know that though they call themselves experts, they call themselves the wisest and the most strategic. The Bible says in Job chapter 5 verse 12 that God frustrates the counsel of the crafty, and their hand will not perform their enterprise. And we Christians, it's not just praying alone. We have been praying every night now. You can't tell them not to cry. So I'm advising Christians, don't let's waste our vote. Let's deploy our vote strategically. But also, it's not a matter of ethnicity. My issue with my friend that are on the obedient side is that I don't want you to make me feel the reason you are promoting is because somebody is from your ethnic background and whatever. I don't play ethnic religion. I don't play, I voted for Yaradua. I voted for Muslim in the past. We voted for Fasola. We voted for Asuwaju himself, and so on. So it is what they have done that is doing the, but the truth of the matter is that they are making a terrible mistake, and we are determined. See, some of us, even if they win, we will keep putting fire under their feet. And by the way, Kasim Shettima has a lot of baggage. They can be denied now. There are leaked audio conversations he had with Amosun. They may deny it. It's been in circulation. I kept it since it was released. Maybe after 2019 election. It wasn't denied there. Go and listen to the thing he said there. Against the Southeast, against Christian. We know his antecedent, even as governor of Borno. And if any Christian leader will suddenly now begin to support Muslim ticket, we will suspect that we have been bought. Because the reason they are treating us like this is because some of the people, the Christian leaders that represented us, have allowed greed to drive them. They have shown that they are cash and carry. They have a price. This time, we will be on the watch. Any Christian that because of they put something in your mouth you can't talk, or you pretend you don't know what is happening, and you now start patronizing what you should not patronize, we will now know that you don't have the Spirit of God. So let's use our vote to show them our value. This is rooted in the fact that there have been an assumption, which is an illusion. It's a fallacy, it's a delusion, that Christians are minority in the north. I started my mission work in Katsina, which is less than 2 hours to Daura, President Muhammad Buhari hometown. I used to go do Sema where his advanced motorcade was attacked. All of those places, those are the places we did practical mission work. All of the Jibia and so on, even to Maradi outside Nigeria. So, and if you tour the north, the first thing they have done to us is to make Southerners think that everybody in the north is Hausa. Now they started calling it Hausa Fulani. There is nothing called Hausa Fulani. And then they now make you feel, in fact, there are people in the south that buy the lies that everybody in the north is a Muslim. So you hear names like Yakubu, you think it's Islamic. You hear, but there are people even bearing Islamic name that are not Muslim. So the first thing is that the whole analysis is based on a false premise. And there have always been inflation of figures from pre-independence, post-independence. Population have always been manipulated. Because also the culture that says you can't enter a married man's house in the north and be counting his wife and children. So when people come to count in census, somebody will just come out and tell you, if he says you have 12 wives, you have 70 children, you have no right to go and verify. So whatever list he gives you. Figures have always been inflated. And the whole calculation is based on that false promise. Is that there have always been underage voters. Go and check the last 3 or 4 elections in Kano and see the people that queue up, apart from inflating vote and all of that. In Borno, under Kasim Setima, when almost many local governments have been taken over by Boko Haram and nobody could move, and the charity worker and volunteers and Red Cross people were kidnapped and being killed, they deliver almost 100% vote. Millions of votes were turned out. So the thing they say about the number they turn out in election, even the population and all of that, they are all assumption, they are all manipulation. I'm not arguing the fact that they are not more in number. There are more Muslims in the north than Christians. But we don't really know the exact ratio. So to get to your question, it's not whether Christian Association or PFN will mobilize their members or we Christian leaders to vote against APC and this ticket. We are already doing it. We're going to do it more. And I'm saying to you, some of us, we don't care if they have the rigging machinery, if they think they have captured everything, because how independent is INEC anyway? Okay, we have succeeded in mobilizing and causing a revolution for voter registration, get your PVC. But you get there now, they will say the people that got those PVC in the Ross, we can't find them on the something. The card reader is not reading and all of that. So they know what they do. They know that they don't allow a vote to count. That's why they are confident to do this. But we have decided this time, we will make rigging difficult for them. I was one of the electoral monitors in the last 2019 election. I was in the situational room. And we're mobilizing more. My organization, Catalyst for Peace and Justice, we're going to be in the front line. Custodian of National Conscience, PFN, ESCO, CAN ESCO, I trust the Catholic Bishop Conference. We will mobilize. We want them to pay a high tuition fee. Whether they win or lose, they will learn that you don't trample people because they are tolerant. You don't trample people because you think you have bought some few people that can compromise. We are going to teach them a lesson. So we are telling Christians, yes, keep praying. Let's cry to God that these people, instead of alleviating our pain and the blood that has been flowing, and many of our people that are in captivity, instead of alleviating it, they're exalting themselves, they're brandishing themselves, and gaslighting us. Gaslighting us. We want to teach them. We're already mobilizing, Dr. Ruben, to get to your question. We will mobilize. We will do everything within our power. Some of us, even if we die in the process, it's worth it. We are mobilizing. We'll mobilize. Except they engage us and convince us otherwise. Not on TV. And not showing some arrogance because you feel you are invincible. You don't lose any battle. You don't lose any election.